Welcome back to Arc Salt Lake, coming up on 7:33 on this Friday, and top of mind, heat this weekend. We've had a lot of it so far this summer, and you may want to find something to do indoors. The activities indoors are going to be much more comfortable throughout the weekend. Yeah, we're looking at triple-digit temperatures expected, even starting today and then through the weekend, maybe 105, 106 degrees by tomorrow. So we need to talk to the expert now to find out what this is all about. And we have our meteorologist, Jill Margetts. She joins us from the quiet and solitude of her air-conditioned home to talk about this heat. So let's just start off. It's going to be a hot weekend.
Yes, very hot. And you're right. My air conditioner's working right now, but we've had problems all summer long, like I know you have a little bit. And so you just never know when it gets up to 105, it's not keeping up. So we're one of those that may have to get, ours is 20 years old now, may have to get a new one. But yeah, you're right. Triple digits are back. We've been in the mid 90s the last few days, which has been a nice little reprieve with all the rain and everything. But you can see where we're heading. Today's at 101, then Saturday 106. Now that will be a record breaker on Saturday when we hit 106. So you see some of the warnings and the advisories out there. You just saw that map that showed the bright purple. That's in the Wasatch Front and the southern deserts. That's an extreme heat warning for those areas in the bright purple there. That's for today through Sunday. And that's just basically those are issued when we've got the high heat coming in. And it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Saturday is going to be the hottest day pretty much everywhere across the state.
Wow. And the last week or so has been nice with some of that monsoon moisture. It's given us a little relief. At least we've got some rain, a lot of rain in some areas, but the monsoon is going away for now. It usually can last through August. Do we see any signs that it's going to come back?
Yes. Okay. So what's happening is typically with the monsoon, our big ridge of high pressure is off to the east of us. So with a ridge, you get that clockwise flow, and here comes all that monsoon moisture up from the ridge and from the south. So that ridge is now going to move overhead this weekend. So that's going to bring in drier air for us. We're going to heat up. We're going to see sunshine. The thunderstorms aren't going to cool us down. So yes, you're right. The monsoon will go away for a few days, but then it is looking like in the 8 to 14 day outlook, where we look far out ahead, is that ridge will pull off to the east again, and it's looking like the monsoon will come back. So for some people, that's good news. For others, that's bad news. For folks like Beaver, who's had all the devastating flooding, and some of the other areas that have seen the devastating flooding as well.
Yeah, it can be too much too fast. Yeah, we see the 7-day on there. Salt Lake, it looks like triple digits clear through, next Thursday or so? Maybe even farther beyond that.
Yeah, so we'll have a little bit of a reprieve Monday, Tuesday. What's happening on those days? We'll fall down to the mid 90s early in the week, and that's because we have a little dry cool front coming through. The high pressure is able to go south for just a couple of days, and that allows a little cool front to cool us down to the mid 90s, which is actually just normal for those days. It's not like it's cooler than normal. We've just been so far above normal. But you can see the 8 to 14 day outlook on the screen.
Yeah.
It's looking like from August 7th through the 13th, that's when some of that monsoon moisture might just creep back into the forecast because of the positioning of the high pressure.
This week we had a report on the history of 100-degree days. If you go back, about 20 years or so, we only had a few. And now we're having as many as 15, 16, 17, 100. Right. We're talking about northern Utah, where we've had multiple 100-degree days.
Right. So you're exactly right. So from 2020 until now, when we take the average of triple-digit days per summer in Salt Lake City, we've averaged about 17 per summer since 2020. That is a lot, considering that just the decade earlier, we were averaging 8, and then the decade before that, we were averaging 4. So it's dramatically jumped up. And another thing is, you might remember the year 2022 and why it's significant. That's the year we hit 34 triple-digit days. That's the most we've ever hit. As far as this summer, so far we've hit 10, and then we'll add 3 more, this weekend, today through the weekend, and then we'll probably throw on another 5. You saw the 7-day forecast there. From Wednesday and beyond, it's back to triple-digit heat. So we're definitely going to meet the status quo of what's been happening the last few years since 2020. I mean, there's no question in my mind that we get to at least what we've been averaging, which is 17.
Yeah, and you go back, what, 20, 30 years ago, I mean, we would just have a few every year. So I guess this is pretty concerning for climatologists, right?
Yeah, I think so too. And there's a lot of things that can go into it. People bring up the fact, obviously, global warming. And then you bring into it our lake that's been shrinking, and that lake does a lot for us, including cooling us down in the afternoon. And so since the Great Salt Lake has shrunk a bit, that afternoon breeze we get coming off the lake, it just doesn't get the chance to cool us off as much. And, a lot of people also mention that through the years we have more concrete, we have more, this and that, the urban heat island effect. That makes us a little warmer. So I think, it's a combination of all of that. And it's definitely something to watch. And 106, or I think we're forecasting 105. I think we could jump to 106, though. That's for Saturday. That's a record that was actually set back in 2020. So.
All right, well, let's all do our best to stay hydrated, keep our cool, make sure your AC is working, Jill.
Right.
And
I've got a guy.
Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, Jill, thanks so much. Hope you have a great weekend, and we appreciate all of your insight on the heat.
Hey,
okay.
Thank you, Ron Bird.
Yeah, thanks. We'll see you later.